And you can catch David and probably Olivia with some background vocals over at Olivia's around 4:30, I believe. So this, for those of you that know, this is not Raj Lee. We don't know where Raj Lee is, but he's at least as entertaining, if not more so. And a wonderful songwriter, Mr. Mike Campbell.
They always make them too short, don't they? That's all right. I live in Munchkin Land.
We represent the Lollipop Guild.
Well, let's see. What'll I do? I wasn't planning anything for this one, so I'll just wing it. Oh, let's see. Now, Grandpa gave me his old fishing pole, but we didn't have a sufficient hole. But that didn't matter. Didn't bother either of us. We'd sit out there on the old front porch with a rusty can of kernel corn. We'd bait our hooks and cast out in the dust. Fishing for chickens, trying to catch a big un. White ones, black ones, yellow ones, red ones. Don't matter just as long as I get one. If Mama finds out, gonna catch another licking. Mama don't like nobody fishing for chickens. Now I remember the day when I got in on a feeding frenzy in a school of hens. I was reeling one in just as Mama come flying through the door. She said, "Cut that loose, boy, before you kill it." I said, "Swallow the hook, Mama. Grease up the skillet." Just about then I knew she going to wring my neck for sure. Fishing for chickens, trying to catch a big un. White ones, black ones, yellow ones, red ones. Don't matter just as long as I get one and Mama finds out. I'm gonna catch another licking. But Mama don't like nobody fishing for chicken. Even though it wasn't right, me and Grandpa side by side, out in the misty morning light, trying to get a rooster to bite. I was sitting on the top step, dreaming a bit, when from out of nowhere that leghorn hit. Grandpa said, "Boy, that's the biggest one of them all." He said, "Land him, son," and sure enough, we'll take him to town and we'll have him stuffed. When your mama ain't looking, we'll mount that sucker on the wall. Fishing for chickens, you can sing along if you're trying to catch a big un. White ones, black ones, yellow ones, red ones. Don't matter just as long as I get one and Mama finds out. Gonna catch another licking. Mama don't like nobody. I said Mama don't allow nobody fishing for chicken. That was written by a friend of mine up in Alaska, a guy named Hobo Jim Varses. Hobo Jim is the official balladeer of the state of Alaska. And Jim wrote the official song for the Iditarod dog sled race. It's it's called the Iditarod Trail, and his song goes, I did the Iditarod Trail. Those of us who sing Alaskan folk songs up in Alaska always had work in the Iditarod because people came from all over the world to watch that silly dog race. And one year they put me and Jim on the same stage, and I knew I wasn't going to be able to sing his song, so I had to write one of my own. So I did this one for the Iditarod. Oh, wait a minute, let me tune up. Iditarod. This is a song that you guys have a part in. It goes Iditarod, Iditarod, ooh, Iditarod. It's easy. There's a race across the frozen snow. It's run from Anchorage into Nome, across a land that was built by God. A race they call Iditarod. I've run that race myself 3 times. When I'd lose, I'd start to crying. Figure I'd never race again till I found me a way to win. Iditarod, sing. Iditarod. Ooh, Iditarod. There you go. So I bought me a mail-order PhD from biomedical genealogy. I needed dogs that were fast and mean. I started into splicing genes, got chromosomes from a thoroughbred mare, pit bull, cheetah, and a grizzly bear. Added some wolverine and gazelle, a little bit of roadrunner. What the hell, Iditarod. I did a rod. Ooh, I did a rod. Then I spliced them all to some husky jeans. That was just enough to make me a team. Crossed my fingers and I made a wish. Tossed each one in a petri dish. Well, 3 months later, them pups were born. They had spotted hair, hooves and horns. They were big and mean and awful strong. And each one thought I was his mom. I did a rod. I did a rod. Ooh, I did a rod. Well, finally race day came around, and I brought my hybrid team to town, and we went running off down the street with a growl and a whinny and a beep beep out of a Scylla in a connect, running so fast it's making me sick through Yenta, squinting the mountains high. We were third in the Nikolai. I did a rod. I did a rod. Ooh, I did a rod. Then we rested for 24 in McGrath, out of old firm moving fast, underneath the sky so blue, out of Caltag number 2, against the wind across ice so thick, first place in the shack to lick. But while we were running along, I could tell there was something going wrong. I did a rod. I did a rod. Ooh, I did a rod. So I set up my electron microscope, gave one of my dogs a needle poke, put some blood into that machine, but then I couldn't believe what I was seeing. The gazelle genes were starting to shake, the bear genes wanted to hibernate, thoroughbred genes still wanted to run, but each of them Wolverine genes were done. I did a rod. I did a rod. Ooh, I did a rod. Yeah, they were flopping around like a bunch of bats. Their insides fighting like dogs and cats. There were facial tics and burps and farts. Double helix was falling apart. At safety, they gave a mighty roar, broke their lines and away they tore out across the slender gray in each of 16 different ways. I did a rod. I did a rod. Ooh, I did a rod. So I pulled that sled all on my own. I was 63rd under the arch in Nome, and not one single dog was left of the team that I thought would win that test. But I know that they're out there still. They'd be too difficult to kill. You'd need 14 tags and permits too, like getting permission to shoot a zoo. So if you ever run into my hybrid beast, take a photograph at least. Give them my best as they run by. Let them know that their mom says hi. I did a rod. I did a rod. Ooh, I did a rod. One more time. I did a rod. I did a rod. Ooh, I did a rod. Now, does anybody feel cooler? I hope so. Nice hot day down here. I'm glad I'm down here and not up there. They had their first snow on September 20th. I was rubbing it in. Let's see. Sing along. Some people said a man made out of mud, a poor man made out of muscle and blood, and skin and bone, a mind that's weak and a back that's strong. You load 16 tons, and what do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me, 'cause I can't go. I owe my soul to the company store. Now I was born one morning when the sun didn't shine. I picked up my shovel and I walked to the mine. I loaded 16 ton, a number 9 coal, and the straw boss said, oh well, bless my soul, you load 16 ton, and what do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me, 'cause I can't go. I owe my soul to the company store. Yeah, I was born one morning, it was drizzling rain. A fighting and trouble, that's my middle name. I was raised in the canebrake by an old mama line. Ain't no high-tone woman make me walk the line. You load 16 ton, and what do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me, 'cause I can't go. I owe my soul to the company store. This is the last verse, the last chance for you to sing along. Well, if you see me coming, better step aside. A lot of men didn't and a lot of men died. I got one fist of iron and the other is steel. If the right one don't get you, then the left one will. You load 16 ton, and what do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me, 'cause I cannot go. I owe my soul to the company store. Oh, thank you. When I was a little boy, I sang as a boy soprano. I sang really high as you could imagine, my clear voice. And then when my voice changed about at age 16, my daddy brought home a Tennessee Ernie Ford record and said, "Here, son, this is for you." Let's see, who else do I know? You guys know Roger Whittaker. Roger Whittaker had a big hit back in the 60s. He had many hits, but one of my favorite was this one. There's a ship lies rigged and ready in the harbor, and tomorrow for old England she sails. Far away from this land of endless sunshine, to my land full of rainy skies and gales. And I'll be aboard that ship tomorrow, though how bitter will be this last farewell. For you are beautiful, and I have loved you dearly, more dearly than the spoken word can tell. For you are beautiful, and I have loved you dearly, more dearly than the spoken word can tell. Now I hear there's a wicked war a-blazing, and the taste of war I've come to know so well. Even now I see those foreign flags a-raising, their guns on fire as we sail into hell. But I have no fear of death, it brings no sorrow. But how bitter will be this last farewell. For you are beautiful, and I have loved you dearly, more dearly than the spoken word can tell. For you are beautiful, and I have loved you dearly, more dearly than the spoken word can tell. Though death and darkness gather all about me, though my ship be torn apart upon the sea, I will smell again the fragrance of these islands in the heaving waves that brought me once to thee. And should I return again safe home to England, I will watch the English mist roll through the dell. For you are beautiful, and I have loved you dearly, more dearly than the spoken word can tell. dearly, more dearly than the spoken word can tell. Thank you. That was Roger Whittaker. I think that was his biggest hit. He didn't write that, though. That was written by a 16-year-old kid that won a contest over in England. And the winner of the contest got to have Roger Whittaker write the melody and sing it. Wow. So this little 16-year-old kid wrote that, and then Roger Whittaker made like $20 million singing it. That was his biggest hit.
With a 16-year-old kid.
Oh, he probably got a pat on the head and a trophy. That's what us songwriters get, you know. I wrote a song about Guinness beer. I'm a fan of dark beers. Yeah. I wrote a song about Guinness beer, and I sent an email to the Guinness company, and I said, I've written this wonderful song that promotes Guinness beer. I'd like to send you a copy. And I got a lawyer letter. Their lawyers sent me a letter back saying, Guinness is a registered trademark, and any unauthorized use of the word Guinness is subject you to lawsuits and will rap you on the head. And they made all kinds of threats. What are they going to do? I'm a folk singer. It's not like I make any money at this crap. So,
blood out of us.
yeah, I know. But then, my friend Seamus Kennedy likes the song so much, so he's up in Maryland. He records it in Maryland. And then he's going all around the country singing my song at the Irish festivals and Irish places and stuff. So the president of Guinness, the CEO, calls him up and says, Seamus, we're so happy with what you've done to promote Guinness beer. We'd like to buy you a new guitar. And they did. They bought that scumbag a new guitar. And all I got was a lawyer letter. That's all right. Seamus is my buddy. He's recorded 4 of my songs. This is just one of them. I went to the pub after working all day. I ordered a cold Guinness stout. But the yuppies were yapping so thick on their cell phones, the barman did not hear me shout. He brought me a glass and the bottle of Bud, set them down in front of me. Well, I coughed and I sputtered in pure disbelief and sang out this chorus with glee. Oh, put that Budweiser back in the Clydesdale. It's not the right flavor for me. The color's all wrong and there's not enough foam, and it's got all the kick of weak tea. Now pour me a pint of that good Guinness stout with color you cannot see through. Put that Budweiser back in the Clydesdale, boys, and pour me a beer that is true. Then the waitress came by when I'd finished my first one, an angry young woman named Jill. She snatched up my empty without even looking, and she went off to find a refill. Then she brought back a glass of some pale liquid garbage and said, "Here's the Bud you asked for." I gave her a glare that would knock down a horse, and I sang out my chorus once more. Oh, put that Budweiser back in the Clydesdale. It's not the right flavor for me. The color's all wrong and there's not enough foam, and it's got all the kick of wheat tea. Now pour me a pint of that good Guinness stout with color you cannot see through. Put that Budweiser back in the Clydesdale, boys, and pour me a beer that is true. I have a whole chorus back there of people that like this song. So if ever you're seeking a beer with good flavor to finish your day or your meal, if they serve you a Miller's, a Coors, or a Bud, or some other brand that ain't real, if the king of beers is your only selection, I hope you will answer like this. Put that Budweiser back in the Clydesdale, boys. I won't drink 12 ounces of that lousy beer. Oh, put that Budweiser back in the Clydesdale. It's not the right flavor for me. The color's all wrong and there's not enough foam, and it's got all the kick of wheat tea. Wheat tea! Now pour me a pint of that good Guinness stout with color you cannot see through. Put that Budweiser back in the Clydesdale, boys, and pour me a beer that is true. Put that Budweiser back in the Clydesdale, boys. And pour me a beer that is, pour me a beer that is, pour me a beer that is true. That is without a doubt my most famous song. It's being sung at every Irish festival around the country. They recently had the biggest Irish festival in the world in Wisconsin. And a friend of mine who sings there, Fiona Malloy, Fiona wrote me an email. She said, Mike, I heard that song on 4 different stages over the weekend. So, did I get any royalties? No. Yeah, checks in the mail. Let's see, what else shall I do for you? I got a couple more songs in here. Anything you want to hear? Anything that I've done before? Oh, really? Evil Freddy. How many want to hear Evil Freddy? Okay, that's enough.
Oh, wait, I'm doing that later. No. Oh, okay, never mind.
Well, a couple years ago, I came down here and I wasn't on the schedule, but I was helping put the chairs out and lift the tents up, and Chuck Ellis called in sick, and so
Yeah, man, I was sick as a dog. I couldn't
yeah,
sing.
they asked me if I would be Chuck Ellis for the weekend. So I now Chuck plays left-handed. He's not as tall or handsome as I am, but I went ahead and knuckled down and did the job.
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah. What was I gonna sing? Oh, Evil Freddy. I thought I'd get out of that.
Last night for the first
Yeah, Evil Freddy is a song that I wrote about. I grew up in Yuma, Arizona, right across the border, and I wrote this though up in Alaska. I have to take a deep breath because it. Well, I used to be a cowboy down in southern Arizona. Used to ride along the border on an old Appaloosa, mending all the broken fences so the cattle don't stray. All down Mexico way. Now there was a senorita living down in Sonora. I used to go and see her when I was working on the border, and I'd bring her little presents so her eyes would shine. Oh, trying to make her mine, but she had an evil brother by the name of Frederico. Everybody knew that Freddy was a bad bandito, wanted by the sheriff for breaking all the laws. Only just because he had robbed all the stages and he stolen from the banks. When he go into cantinas, he would really get tanked. Pull out both his pistols and he fire them in the air. Oh, everybody gets scared, cause old Freddy had a habit when he's drinking at the bar. He liked to dance la cucaracha to the music of guitars. Everybody had to join him or shoot him in the head. Oh, until they was dead. One sunny day in Yuma, I was having me a toddy. It was hot enough to vaporize the sweat off of my body. I had just finished pouring me a giant glass of gin. Oh, when Evil Freddy walked in, he'd been riding real hard, trying to outrun the posse. He was hot and he was sweaty, he was acting real bossy. Drew his big pistola, then he stuck it in my ear. Oh, and then he said, real clear, you've been with my little sister and it made me very mad. She's the only hermanita this hombre's ever had. So you better say your prayers to the man up in the sky. Oh, cause you're going to die. But before I shoot you, I ain't going to drink this glass of water. I just didn't have the heart to say I didn't think he oughta. He grabbed my glass of gin and then he chug-a-lugged it down. Oh, and then his eyes spun around. He was coughing, he was wheezing, he was trying hard to breathe. Dropped his pistol on the table when he stumbled to his knees. I picked it up and turned it around and gave his head a clout. Oh, and Evil Freddy passed out when the sheriff and his posse finally stumbled through the door while I was standing over Freddy, who's unconscious on the floor. And so we took some rope and tied up both his hands and his feet. Then the sheriff gave a speech. He said, Cowboy, listen to me before you're done, you country proud. You have captured that bandito who was ugly, mean, and loud. Now tonight we'll all be thanking both you and the Lord. Oh, about the reward. Now I own a Rancho Grande and I'm living pretty high. Got Evil Freddy's little sister, she's the apple of my eye. You know we got a dozen children now, we're happy as can be. Oh, now about Evil Freddy. Well, he'd been a model prisoner, so they let him out early. He had found himself religion and he saw his life more clearly, but he didn't want to work around anybody else. Oh, he had to be by himself, so I hired him as a cowboy in southern Arizona, where he rides along the border on an old Appaloosa, mending all my broken fences so my cattle don't stray. Oh, back to the USA. I was up in Lyons, Colorado at the Rocky Mountains Folk Festival up there. And I didn't realize that at 6,500 feet elevation, you don't have anywhere near as much air in your lungs. I was singing that song on stage, and my wife said my face kept turning red every time I come to the end of a... Woo! What else will I do? Oh, yeah, that's right. You wanted Larry Mangum.
Hey, you go.
No, he was first.
Oh, okay.
Larry Mangum song. All right.
Okay.
Larry Mangum is well-known Jacksonville songwriter. He sings at all the festivals. He always gives me a lot of crap about how I dress for performances. He doesn't like me wearing shorts and sandals. He doesn't like putting things on the end. They're just pet peeves of his. But he uses me as an example of what not to do when he gives a performance workshop. Now, at festivals, he's been known while I'm talking to somebody, Larry will come up and kick leaves over the top of my feet because he thinks I have ugly toes. Now, you can't do that to a songwriter and get away with it forever. So I wrote this song for Larry. I retired from Alaska with my lovely bride to Florida's sunny Gulf Coast. Got hired to sing at a summer event, and I surely did not want to roast. Having dressed for hot weather, I was up on a stage. I was singing my very first song. But something was nagging me deep in my brain, like maybe I'd done something wrong. And the voice of Larry Mangum came sliding up into my ear. Whatever you do, Mike, don't wear sand. I say, never
wear shorts.
Oh, that's right, shorts. Whatever you do, Mike, never wear shorts. You've got the knobbiest knees in the world. I am telling you this as a friend. So always wear slacks when you're on stage, or your singing career could end. I was panicked, I stumbled, I forgot my words. Remorse really comes with a price. It happened before. I tried to remember what else Larry said when giving performance advice. He said, don't scratch your butt, don't pick at your nose, and never unbutton your shirt. This was advice from a man who was follically challenged and probably older than dirt. Then the voice of Larry Mangum came sliding up into my ear. Never wear sandals while you're on stage. That is really a terrible idea. He's from North Carolina. You've got the ugliest toes in the world. I am telling you this as a friend. So don't always wear shoes when you're on stage, or your singing career could end. I was mortified knowing that below my knees, my feet were near fully exposed. I tried to... Phalanges were wiggling outside of my sandals. In truth, I was showing my toes. My head was exploding, the audience was staring. I felt like I needed to run. I stood there on stage like an idiot child, wondering what else I had done. Then the voice of Larry Mangum came sliding up into my ear. Don't keep your capo up on your guitar. That is really a terrible idea. Flo, your guitar is the classiest thing on the stage. I'm telling you this as a friend. So don't tarnish that headstock, whatever you do, or your singing career could end. Now, capos and sandals and shorts, be damned, I was going to finish my song. Larry would have me dress up in a burqa if it wasn't politically wrong. So I smiled and looked at the audience as I quickly rekindled my zen. I come from Alaska, for crying out loud, a place where men are men. Then the voice that lives inside me came sliding up into my ear. Whatever you do, Mike, don't listen to Larry. That's really a terrible idea. Florida's hot almost all of the time, so don't ever wear shoes or slacks. And don't ever listen to that Mangum guy when he's trying to give you some flack. Yes, when Larry Mangum tries to give you advice, just think quack, 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 quack. Well, thank you very much for listening to my silly songs. My name is Mike Campbell. I have CDs available. My wife keeps reminding me to mention you have CDs. I have CDs available. They're $10 a piece, and I'll sell them all to you. Thank you.